I still can't believe this actually happened on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my son's life. I mean, picture this. You say for 2 years your 8-year-old is bouncing off the walls for his first ever plane ride, and the one thing he dreams about, the one thing you promise him, is the window seat. That's it. Just a little patch of sky for a little kid with Mickey Mouse ears and a heart about to explode. And 30 minutes after we board this woman in a blazer so stiff you could use it as a life vest, hair sprayed to oblivion, leans over and taps my shoulder with those perfect manicured nails and says, "That seat belongs to me now." Kids don't need the view, just like that. Like my little boy's dream was an inconvenience on her to-do list. Let me back up a sec. That morning started at 5 a.m. sharp. Not because I wanted to torture myself, but because Ethan, my son, was too wound up to sleep. He wore those Mickey ears the whole time, clutching this little plastic airplane he bought with his birthday money, counting down the minutes until he could see the clouds from 35,000 feet. I paid extra $50 each way, not some random seat. 24A was his. I checked twice, printed out the confirmation, practically tattooed it on my forehead. This wasn't just a seat, it was a birthday present wrapped in altitude. So we board. Bags stowed, seat belts clicked. Ethan's nose is smashed up against the window before the safety video even starts. He's whispering, "Mom, look, the wings moving," like he just discovered fire. That magic. Then she shows up. Mid-50s frosted highlights, that kind of energy that just screams HOA president, glaring at Ethan like he's a garden gnome parked on her precious lawn. She doesn't ask, she announces, "Excuse me, this is my assigned seat. The gate agent said I could switch because I'm a platinum member and need the window for medical reasons." I glance at her boarding pass. 24B, middle seat right next to us. I smile, that tight mom smile, the one. "Sorry, we specifically booked the window for my son. It's his first flight." Her face tightens. She says, "Kids don't appreciate views. I get migraines if I can't see the horizon." "Move him." Ethan's already shrinking, looking up at me like he did something wrong. I keep it calm. "Ma'am, this seat is paid for and assigned to him. You're welcome to talk to a flight attendant." She scoffs so loud, I'm sure row 25 heard it. Typical entitled parents. "Fine, I'll handle it myself." And before I can blink, she flags down a flight attendant, Maria, sweet woman with a ponytail. The woman goes full Karen hand flapping like she's drowning. "I have severe vertigo," I explained at the gate. They promised me a window, and now this woman's refusing to accommodate my medical condition. She's clutching her neck like she's about to faint. The whole cabin is watching. Maria checks the manifest, sees my confirmation for 24A, and says as gently as she can, "Ma'am, the window seat is correctly assigned to the child. I can offer you another window a few rows back if someone's willing to switch." Karen's eyes go full laser. "Absolutely not. I paid for premium economy and I will not sit trapped in the middle because some brat wants to look at clouds." Ethan's lip starts trembling. He whispers, "Mommy, is she gonna take my seat?" And I swear that's when my mama bear switch just flipped. I lean in quietly, so only she can hear. "You will not talk about my son like that. The seat is his. End of discussion." Silence. Like you could hear the ice rattle in the drink cart 3 rows up. Karen smirks, whips out her phone, starts recording me. "I'm documenting this harassment so the airline will hear how you're discriminating against a disabled passenger." Disabled. She actually said disabled, standing there in 4-inch heels, perfectly upright. Maria tries again. "Ma'am, please lower the phone. Recording isn't allowed without consent." Karen cuts her off. "I have every right. This is a public airline." By now, people are openly staring. Some are annoyed, some are just munching on the drama like it's free popcorn. And then this is where things get cinematic. The cockpit door swings open. The captain steps out. Tall guy, salt and pepper beard, stripes gleaming. The whole plane just goes quiet. He looks at Karen, then at Ethan, clinging to my arm, then back at her. Ma'am, is there a problem with your assigned seat? Karen sits up suddenly, all confidence. Yes. This woman is refusing to accommodate my medical condition. The captain raises an eyebrow. And what condition requires you to displace an 8-year-old on his first flight? You could almost hear her ego crack. She stammers, vertigo, anxiety. I need to see the horizon or I'll have a panic attack. The captain nods, then kneels next to Ethan. Hey, buddy, what's your name? Ethan sniffs. Ethan. Captain grins. Well, Ethan, have you ever seen the cockpit before? Ethan shakes his head wide-eyed. Today's your lucky day. Would you and your mom like to join me up front for takeoff best view on the plane? I swear the whole cabin gasped. Karen's jaw hit the floor. But then she just snaps. Excuse me, you're rewarding bad behavior. I have a medical condition, and you're giving special treatment to a child who doesn't even pay taxes. The captain doesn't even blink. Maria, please escort this passenger back to her assigned middle seat and make sure her seatbelt is fastened. We're pushing in 4 minutes. Karen goes full meltdown. You can't do that. I know the regional manager. I'm calling corporate right now. She starts live streaming on Facebook, camera panning around like she's hosting a reality show. This is Captain, whatever your name is, discriminating against a platinum flyer with documented vertigo. Look at this abuse of power. Half the plane is recording her now. Some guy yells, Lady, sit down. We want to go to Orlando. Karen ignores him and hisses at me. You think you've won? I'm having you banned for life. My husband is a lawyer. Ethan's hand is squeezing mine so tight I feel his little heartbeat. The captain motions to another attendant, Tony, built like a linebacker, with that customer service smile that says, I'll pick you up if I have to. He tells her, ma'am, you have 3 choices. Return to 24B, accept the empty window in row 31, or we can return to the gate and you can discuss your vertigo with TSA. And that's when she loses it. She throws her $400 handbag down, sunglasses go flying, and screams, I will not be bullied by minimum wage sky waiters. I want the cockpit too. I pay your salary. The whole plane erupts, some people laughing, some booing. Grandma in 12F actually claps. Captain just looks at her like she's a toddler throwing a fit. Ma'am, the only person getting cockpit access today is the little boy you tried to traumatize. Everyone else stays in coach where they belong. Then he turns to Ethan again, gentle. Ready? Captain in training? Ethan nods so hard his Mickey ears almost come off. Karen makes one last desperate grab, holding onto the overhead bin, yelling she needs oxygen, claiming a medical emergency. Maria radios the gate, red lights flashing on the jet bridge. Now babies are crying, the plane is stuck. Karen is milking every second like she's auditioning for Broadway. And the captain, he picks up the intercom and says, Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We're experiencing a slight delay because an adult passenger believes her frequent flyer status entitles her to bully an 8-year-old out of the window seat he paid for. I've offered her multiple solutions. She's refused. So here's what's going to happen. The young man in 24A and his mother are coming up front with me for takeoff. If the passenger in 24B continues to block the aisle, we'll offload her and depart without her. Your choice, ma'am. Clock's ticking. Silence. Karen's face goes through every shade of red imaginable. Finally, she grabs her bag and stomps back to 24B, muttering, This is ageism and child worship. You'll all hear from my attorney. Tony escorts us forward. As we pass, Karen leans in and whispers, Enjoy it while it lasts. Karma's a bigger well, you know. I didn't even look at her. I was too busy watching Ethan's face light up like Times Square. When the cockpit opened, the captain lifts him into the jump seat, hands him a pair of wings, says, Welcome aboard, First Officer Ethan. Ethan looks back at me, eyes sparkling mouths. Mom, this is the best day ever. The door closes behind us and I finally breathe. Ethan's perched on the jump seat, gripping the armrests, watching all those blinking lights. The Captain Morales, I finally caught his name, hands him a headset. "Go ahead, First Officer, tell Orlando Tower we're ready to taxi." Ethan's voice cracks with pure joy. Orlando, this is Ethan. Air. Ready?" The whole cockpit is grinning. The tower actually answers Ethan Air, cleared to Disney One departure. Climb happily ever after. I nearly cry. Takeoff was pure magic. Ethan waved at the wing leveled off. Captain Morales unbuckled him to watch the sunrise. I took a photo, Ethan in a captain's hat, drowning in stripes, grinning like he won the lottery. Then Maria's voice crackles over the intercom. "Captain, we have a situation in premium economy." Morales rolls his eyes. "Let me guess, Platinum Vertigo lady, she's demanding to speak to you. Says she'll sue unless she gets first class or the cockpit." Morales sighs and says, "Tell her if she's truly having chest pain, we'll divert, and she can enjoy an ambulance on her dime. Otherwise, she stays put. Captain out." Then he looks at Ethan. "Some people think wings pins come with common sense. They don't." We stayed up front for 20 minutes. Ethan got to flip the seatbelt sign, held the yoke for a good half-minute while autopilot did the work. When we finally walked back, the whole plane applauded. People were chanting, "Ethan, Ethan." My kid took a shy little bow and the applause just grew. Karen was sunk low in her seat, sunglasses on like a washed-up celeb. She refused to look at us. Maria stopped by, handed Ethan a giant cookie, slipped me a napkin with a note from the crew with love. "P.S. Check your inbox when you land." We touched down in Orlando, smooth as silk. As we taxied, Captain Morales came on PA one last time. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying with us. Special thanks to First Officer Ethan for his outstanding service. And to the passenger in 24B, may your next flight be as drama-free as your vertigo is fictional." The plane roared with laughter. Karen tried to bolt, but Tony was already blocking the aisle. "Ma'am, FAA requires forward cabin to deplane first. You'll wait your turn." She had to stand there red-faced as everyone filed by. Some kid fake coughed. Karen, a dad, yelled, "Hope, the middle seat cured your fake vertigo." By the time she hit the jet bridge, Ethan got a second round of applause. At baggage claim, my phone pinged. Email from the airline. Subject: "Thank you for being awesome. Inside lifetime silver status, 100,000 bonus miles, a note from Captain Morales. Your son reminded us why we do this job. Karen reminded us why we keep the cockpit locked. Fly with us anytime. Cockpit is always open for Ethan." I looked at Ethan, still wearing his wings pin, licking cookie crumbs off his fingers. He grinned. "Mom, can we fly every day?" I laughed so hard, I cried right there in Terminal B. And somewhere out in the Orlando parking lot, I'm guessing that HOA Queen was yelling at the shuttle driver for not having a window seat. Karma doesn't always need an ambulance. Sometimes it just needs a kid, a captain with a spine, and 200 passengers who know right from wrong. So what do you think? Was justice served, or was it just a lucky day for us? Where do you draw the line between standing up for yourself and using power to push others around? Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever seen karma land this smoothly? Or have your own airline horror story? I want to hear it. Go ahead. Share your take on what's right, what's fair, and when enough is enough.